So Martin Clark, goal and 27 points to his name. Make that goal and 28 points to his name. His club in Australia, Collingwood, are actually through to the grand final. But this is the reason he come home, and he's brought Attila the Hun with him. He has been picked up and marked very tightly, Peter, Martin Clark, by Noel Leary, as we look on at James McCartan there.
Yeah, and
but they would have anticipated that.
Cork have made a change here. John Muskell is actually going on to Mark Poland, who's playing centre half forward, and they're obviously concerned about the threat that is Danny Hughes, and Paddy Cassan has now switched over on his Martin Danny.
Oh, and the goalkeeper landed right on his backside there, lost his footing, Alan Quirk. I'm not quite sure if he got it on television. As a result, down went the kick out. This is Clark, John Clark. Great score, and Peter, the significance of that score is, although he scored 1-6 in this year's campaign, that's his first score in Croke Park this year, including the Division 2 National League final and both the quarter and the semis. Will do his confidence the world of good.
Quite correct. He's under immense pressure coming into this game. A lot of Down supporters felt that he got too much time on, that management should have removed him in the semi-final. But he was the first thing he got the ball. First thing he done when he got it, he looked up to see where Marty was. But a great decision, a great point, and that will do his confidence no harm. The
Clarks have 2, Down have 4, Cork have 2. Into the 15th minute we go. Ball in the arms of Ray Carey, who missed last year's final, and Ray Carey has been blown. And Peter, you're in agreement.
Yeah, fantastic to see your forward line working with that tenacity. We witnessed this from the Down forward line against Kerry, and us will do so much for the Down defence, for the Down midfield, to see their forwards are prepared to work so hard like that. So this is a big score if Marty can kick it over.
So Martin Clark then, as we look at James McCartan, his dad, James Senior, played in 60 and 61 and was Texaco Player of the Year back then. James himself an all-star at his 19-year-old in 99, and again in 89, again in 94. This is Martin Clark, and it's Down 5, it's Cork 2, and they're approving of him, Peter, but in some respects it's a shocking scoreline given the start that Cork made to the game.
Yeah, Cork will be very disappointed, especially after the first 3 or 4 minutes, but this is nothing short than what Down deserve. They've fought their way back into it, and they're starting to play well for one another, and their work rate has increased considerably.
3 scores on the bounce for Down, all 3 of them coming from the boot of Clark's. 1 from John, 2 from Martin in the middle in possession. Aidan Walsh has won the free. David Coldrick wants it taken quickly. Dan Gordon having the measure at the moment of Donoghue O'Connor and wins that one. This is now Benny Coulter. Benny Coulter being well watched by Shields, and it's doubling up time. Alan O'Connor also gets in the action. Poland is in the middle instead, up to give it to Kevin McKernan, who's playing a much deeper role. Wonderfully flighted ball to Hughes, filtered through the arms, and the shot comes in from Fitzpatrick, and Peter Fitzpatrick sees his shot tail wide, but it was a wonderfully fluid passage of football from Down, Peter.
Great vision. Kevin McKernan, I think it was centre back, who put that ball into Danny Hughes. Would have been a great score again. But again, from a Down point of view, Dan Gordon, the first 3 balls that went in, Donoghue O'Connor won them. The last 2 that have been kicked in, Gordon has been out, looked very strong and has setting up attacks.
Alan Quirk. Kick out again, goes underneath the Cusick stand. Cork win it. It's through Aidan Walsh. Walsh has a runner. And a good strong play from John Mescala, straight down the throat of them. And off the left foot, it's going to drop short. Kevin McKernan calling for it and receives it to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will be confronted by Alan O'Connor. It gives a good long ball down the line toward Mark Poland. Mark Poland with Paddy Cassan steaming back at him. Poland will like to take them on. Wants and gets help from McComiskey. Now McComiskey onto the right boot. McComiskey! He's having some game, Peter. That's the midpoint of the first half. And Down 6, Cork 2.
Well, that score came from John Miskela kicking the ball into the goalkeeper's hands, and a great use of the ball by the Down rear guard. I think it was Peter Fitzpatrick actually played a great ball to Mark Poland, and John Miskela was, after making a 40-yard run, had to chase back 60 yards, and again, great counter-attack by Down. That's what they're good at, and a great score.
Yeah, I think I said Paddy Cassan. It was, of course, John Miskela who couldn't get back in time. It's Alan Quirk who'll take the kick out. It's the 19th minute. It's Down looking for a 6th All-Ireland title. Referee going to have a word with Declan Rooney, and that's Pierce O'Neill, big man with a shaven head. As I was saying, his second All-Ireland final, only the second Meath man to do that. And Peter, I'll make this point that that's four of the 6 down forwards on the score sheet, and that'll be please James McCartan, Brian McIver and Paddy Talley and Jerome Johnson.
Yeah, against a Cork defence that a lot of people thought would have the measure of this down forward line, but if you get early ball into them, they're fast, they're speedy, and they'll cause havoc.
Miskela, strong, tigerish and tenacious on it, and wins the free. It was Poland who conceded it and needs an option, gets it down this left bank, and there's quite a race on. Little foot got into it by Kieran Sheehan, and Sheehan looked like he was being fouled by Rafferty. Referee allows play to continue. Sheehan has conceded the sideline ball. I thought there was a little tug on him in there, Peter, but perhaps it's an indication that David Colby quite happy to, I think, no, that's a case of this sideline's going to be retaken because he didn't take it from outside the white line.
Well, I didn't quite see it, but if he's a half a yard over, I think it was a shocking decision, and linesmen are often too over fussy about this one, Mark.
And it'll be thrown in, but yeah, it was that was the infringement, if you like, this new ruling from Congress, and Pierce O'Neill penalised. Brendan McVeigh, oh, that's a poor ball, that's a very poor ball. So then, Cork, they have now gone quite some time without landing a score. Back to the 12th minute we have to go. That's 8. Cork have gone without a score into the corner, and the ball, I thought, was just about to beat Paul Kerrigan. He has done well to keep it in possession. Has big Pierce O'Neill as an option. Now this is Kassan. Better tackling from down. It was Fitzpatrick's shoulder which made the impact, and they turned it over, and that's yet another turnover for Down. Dan Hughes, he will run and then run some. As Pierce O'Neill halts the progress. Poland, lovely ball to Martin Clark. Noel O'Leary skittering after him. Clark just puts the brakes on ever so slightly, looks for an option. He has McComiskey inside, and McComiskey lost his footing, was cut out by Ray Carey, and Ray Carey has won the free. Alan Quirk gives it outside to Paddy Kassan, and there is a foul in there, most definitely, and John Miskela foul, or the free kick I should say, has been taken quickly. 22nd minute we are into. Rare forward from Ray Carey, gives it now to Alan O'Connor. O'Connor's ball, Dan Gordon again, great little tackle in there. He's having a superb first half as Dan Gordon, but it's still Cork through Kieran Sheehan, and Kevin McKernan then getting the tackle into it. Down's defence has settled, Peter. They have,
and they're getting a hand in when they really need to there. Kevin McKernan very tight on Kerrigan, and it's great to see that Gordon has finally got the measure of Donegal O'Connor.
Pierce O'Neill gives it back outside, and that's Kerrigan, and that's his second wide. The last one was well off. Conor Coonahan, we're looking at him sitting alongside the Terry O'Neill there, Peter. He won't be happy.
He'll not be happy because he'll be saying, not again. He's witnessed this against Kerry. Their finishing has been their Achilles heel this year, getting in great positions but not able to take the opportunities.
22 minutes on the clock. 4 points separate the teams. Cork have now gone 10 minutes without a score. The last 4 scores have come from Down. Martin Clark 2, Paul McComiskey 1, John Clark 1. Kick out in the middle has been eventually won by Paddy Kassan, gives it to O'Leary. Back outside of him now is Aidan Walsh, and Walsh has 2 options down this left flank. Underneath it's in the Hogan stand. Paddy Kelly now back to Walsh, and it was good tackling, and it came in from Conor Garvey. Conor Garvey eventually sees it spill out to McKernan. So much more composure about Down now. This is Rafferty. Rafferty spots it. Fitzpatrick's in a little bit of space. Daniel Hughes wanted it, but Fitzpatrick, well, it was the wrong option. John Clark eventually, though, doing well to make contact with it. Walsh. Oh, that's a very poor ball. Cheap possession. Given away. McComiskey's ball. Looks for Benny Coulter. Benny Coulter beaten to it. Fullback Michael Shields gets assistance, and Owen Cadogan. That's good football from Damien Rafferty. The 29-year-old from Newry Shamrocks has also drawn the free. He owns a sports shop with Benny Coulter and the old amber shirts, Peter. They've been flying out of the store. Bit retro, but he's playing well.
Forget about the shirts. He was not in pole position to be winning that ball. Paul Garrigan was, and again, great tenacious defending appetite and the will to win is very evident from the down players at this stage. And again, that's really going to disappoint their manager, Conor Coonhan. Paddy Talley has been, I'd say he's covered 2 mile at this stage, and the game's only 23 minutes gone, but he's given out to the down men for their use of possession, that different opportunities there to counter-attack and to finish with scores, but they didn't do it.
Conor Garvey's ball for the record. Paul Kerrigan of Cork, the number 15, has picked up a yellow card. Stephen McKernan, or I should say Kevin McKernan, thought that he'd done enough to keep that one in, but Ryan's man on this side underneath us in this Hogan stand has given it to well, there was something going on just off the ball. The referee's going to have a word with Paddy Kelly, who I think was in an altercation with Conor Garvey. We can't quite see what it was. In any event, he has had a word, told them to quieten down. Ray Carey has ball in hand. As I was saying, missed last year's final through injury. Gets it back from Pearson. Neil Martin Clark is shuddering. It's worked laterally. Rain is staying away. Daniel Hughes is now shaping up alongside Kazan. Ball is with Noel O'Leary, and that's the high ball that they were working on in training through the week when I was down in Cork. Pearson Neal gets it neatly back outside, and it's been picked up by Paddy Kelly, who's been closed down very, very quickly. Had Miskela, if he wanted him instead, opts to give it to Aidan Walsh. This is now Miskela. Had a go with a left foot, which dropped short. Has a go with a right foot, which has gone 20 metres wide. And Peter, you were saying the shootings that Achilles' heel. It's abundantly and pitifully evident if you're a Cork fan.
Yeah, it is. But the players that you want to get on the ball and shooting from that distance, Daniel Gouldy and Kieran Sheehan and Donnacha O'Connor, they're not working the ball and they're not giving the ball to those players, and that will suit Down. Down will sit back and let Cork shoot from distance because they know that they're not the most accurate finishers.
Down have taken 6 scoring chances from 11. Cork just 2 from 8. It's an interesting statistic, and it's moved very quickly to Daniel Hughes. Daniel Hughes, who's been confronted by Ray Carey, and they're now doubling up on him, and doubling up to fairly decent effect. So to the rescue rides Paul McComiskey. A great ball over the top for Daniel Hughes, and it's one-on-one Hughes. He could up to fist it over the top here. Hughes, and he does just that, Peter. Absolutely right option, despite the fact that he had 3 shirts available to his left.
Well, he was waiting on the Cork defender to commit himself. The Cork defender didn't do that. He held his ground, and the correct decision by Danny Hughes. But what a pass! Great vision by Mark Poland to give a great pass down the line, playing the game simple and doing the simple thing, but doing it very well.
Ref is having a word with Paddy Kazan, and it looks like Kazan has picked up a knock to the shoulder. He's a GAA officer in Cork. This is his first final from Clyde Rovers. Peter, when we're talking about this, that's 5 points on the bounce and without reply from Down. That's Down 7 points. Cork 2 points, and look at Conor Coonhan. Played in 89 and 90, 2 All-Irelands at centre half back, and I was talking to him in Cork last week and asking him who he might put on Martin Clark. To be fair to Noel O'Leary, Martin Clark has not been doing the damage, but the rest of them have.
Well, that's right. O'Leary's task today is just to follow Clark wherever he goes, and Noel will be told, don't worry if you don't get the ball, as long as you stifle Marty Clark's influence, and so far he's done a pretty good job in doing that.
They are subdued. Should be joining us just late. I can tell you that Tyrone have made it yet another Tom Markham Cup. Tyrone Miners 113, Cork 112 is the final score, and Peter Canavan's nephew picking up an All-Ireland medal. Good signs that Tyrone will not be too far away in the coming years. They never are. Meantime, can Down get back there? It's almost as if they have come from nowhere. Who would have tipped them to be here on this day in September at the start of the championship, when we watched them struggle against Donegal and Ballybuffet? Martin Clark has been fouled by O'Leary. Clark will probably want to take it himself. It's 2 against 2 inside. His brother John peels away and presents a good option. John has already landed one today and did well just to get back up onto the feet. Now to McComiskey back to Clark it goes. I think that's going to stay in. Benny Coulter, he's not in the square this time, and Big Quirk had to watch it, concedes the 40.